So I'm on week 24, month 5 of Invisalign. I feel like I needed to give some type of update because it's been a while. I don't have my Invisalign in right now because I'm drinking coffee. But I just kind of wanted to fill you guys in on what's going on. And I really need to start wearing makeup in these videos because, wow. Anyways, today I had another orthodontal appointment. And it turns out that my teeth aren't moving the way we wanted them to move. Specifically my molars. They're just not really budging. So we had to do a rescan, which I've heard from tons of people has to be done. Which kind of sucks because it puts me back in time. And I was already being put back in time because I was having to wear my trays for 2 weeks rather than 1 week because my teeth weren't moving the way we wanted to. So we were giving them 2 weeks to see if that would help. And unfortunately it didn't really help. So now we just have to do a whole new scan today. So instead of my Invisalign being done in about 9 to 10 months, it's now going to be around 12 to 13 months. And then we'll kind of see from there where it goes. But my teeth are so much different. I don't know if you can go back to my first video and kind of look at my teeth, but look. I have a little cut on my lip right there. Sorry. They have the attachments on them still, so that's why they look kind of weird. And if you can see, I have a lot of gaps on my bottom teeth now. A little bit on my top tooth too. And that's just from the fact that my teeth are moving. So I'm getting all these gaps. And I also have all these like little triangles like that where they're touching on top and not touching on the bottom, which is gonna get fixed later on with shaving the actual two so that they merge together better. So I talked to my orthodontist today about a few things that I wanted to talk about because I was concerned about. One of the main things that I knew in the past that was an issue of mine, but didn't really think about the fact that braces wouldn't really fix that, is the size of my two front teeth. I feel like they're really small in comparison to my canines. And I think I've already talked about this before, but for some reason, I thought that maybe aligning them would fix that. And it is gonna look better once they're all aligned, but these are still gonna be small in shape. They're really square. And I know, like, if you look at other people's teeth who have had dental work, their teeth are usually a lot longer. So I was looking through the internet and I came across something that was called a gingivectomy is one option, and then a crown lengthening is another option. So from my understanding, the gingivectomy is cutting the actual gum. So they would basically either use a scalpel or a laser to cut the gum to make the tooth look larger. From what I hear, the gum can grow back sometimes. So a better option is to do crown lengthening, which they cut both the gum and the bone. So the bone on your tooth is smaller so that your tooth is bigger because there's less bone, if that makes sense. Anyhow, so I talked to my orthodontist about the crown lengthening, and I told her that I was considering the gingivectomy, but then I had heard that it can sometimes grow back, yada, yada, yada. And she was like, no. So basically she was showing me my x-rays, and I didn't even know that this could be a thing that people have to deal with. But in my x-rays, these two top teeth, so there's that little gap right there between them. And that gap isn't just in my teeth. That gap kind of goes into my bone, which is really weird. And she had asked me if I ever had surgery there, which I haven't. So I don't even know how that happened. But somehow my bone up here should be like fused together, and it's not. So she was like, if you cut into that bone more, that could be detrimental in the future. So then she kind of talked me out of wanting to do that. So, and especially it freaked me out. I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't want to end up having like bone loss issues in the future. Another thing she mentioned is that over time, your gums recede just with age. So that's another thing to consider. So she said, we'll get my teeth aligned. And at that point, we can think more about what I want to do about those two front teeth. We'll try and get them aligned so that they don't look the way that they do now. And then at that point, something that I can consider is bonding, which is, I guess, basically where they add in extra tooth. Well, not extra tooth, but I guess synthetic tooth to your teeth. So they kind of like add on more to make your tooth. A lot of people do it for gaps. Like, for example, say that this little gap here, I couldn't get it fixed with braces, or I didn't want to do braces or whatever. They could add in synthetic tooth here that would fill in that little gap. So it would look like this tooth, or this tooth, whatever one they're adding it to, is actually bigger than it really is, which would cover the gap. So we could do that to my teeth and add like a little layer on the bottom to make my tooth look longer. So something to consider. All of this stuff is stuff that I didn't even really know existed. And the further I go in my Invisalign treatment, I'm like looking at pictures of people who have like perfect teeth and like comparing my teeth to them. And I'm like, oh, that's something that's different. How do I fix that? And then I'm just going into the Google world, which you should probably never do, but it happens, and trying to figure out what cosmetic things I can have done to get my teeth to look more perfect. And the truth is, some people don't even have to do that. Some people just have like perfectly shaped teeth, and the only thing they need to do is get braces. Unfortunately, my teeth are not perfectly shaped. I guess they could be worse, but these are obviously square instead of more of a like long, like, and I don't want to say rectangle, but you know what I mean. And so that's basically where I'm at with my Invisalign. No new updates. It's basically just part of my life now. I've become accustomed to the routine. I was listening to a lot of Invisalign YouTubers talk about how over time they kind of stopped following things as rigorously. And I can already say that that's me too. I'm 5 months in, and I should be taking out my Invisalign for every drink that isn't clear, and I should be brushing before I put them back on each time I eat. And I don't. So sorry if that grosses you out, but too bad, because it's a lot of maintenance.